Hey, it's Cindy Manning here. It's Monday, August 31st, and I am completely blown away by my friend's wedding that I went to yesterday in Boulder Creek. Two women that are madly in love with each other had this really beautiful ceremony that just, I don't know, it really lit me up. And, the whole theme of last week up to the wedding until today, there's a theme around courage and vulnerability. And I don't know about you, but when we think about vulnerability, being vulnerable, the feeling or the words that come up for me is weakness. And maybe that's just an old paradigm or conditioning that we have in us to think that being vulnerable is being weak, but it's totally not. Like, being vulnerable is a measure of your courage. And yesterday, when I saw the wedding was just this beautiful, momentous celebration of opening up hearts and feeling that flow between community and seeing that between two partners who are in love. And what a great act of courage. And to have that space, that safe space from a community or your partner or friend to allow you to be seen, to be vulnerable, to express your courage, it's just the most magical thing that we can experience. And I'm just so touched by yesterday's wedding. Like, I can't even really put into words what I'm really feeling. There's a lot of emotion, and it's my first time watching, two women make this union, this marriage happen. And I think it just has to do with, the struggle that the LGBT community has had over years and years and years and years and years. I mean, if this was back in the 40s or 50s or wherever time, it's like there never used to be unions and ceremonies and weddings for same-sex couples. And I just remember that time when Proposition 8 was voted in the same year that Obama won. I was out here in the Castro, San Francisco, and they announced Obama's victory over a big screen. And we're all eagerly waiting to see the results of Prop 8. And, when they made that announcement, I fell to my knees. Like, are you effing kidding me? Like, the state voted in to ban marriage between two people who love each other. Like, it just didn't make sense to me. And through the years of this fight, and to create visibility and equality for all people, it's so emotional. It's super emotional. And it's me, being a queer female myself, it's like, you don't feel included at all, especially on a bigger scale. And when you don't feel included or the same, it's trapping. And now it's like we just had marriage equality pass in 2 months ago, and that was so huge, so huge. And we're in this generation now, I feel so lucky that we can see this happen, and we can see, our friends get married, and it's super powerful. It's super powerful, and it just, it hits me in the heart. It really does. And to see two women express their love, it's so sacred to me. And just that act of courage, and to be seen fully and held, and it's phenomenal. I can't explain myself right now, but what I want to leave you with is vulnerability is powerful. Yes, it's an act of stepping in front of a risk you don't know what the unknown, you don't know what's going to happen. So there's a feeling of the unknown. And it's also allowing us to be fully seen. How many of us feel not seen and we feel small? And it's like, we can't allow ourselves to be expansive in the ways that we want to be unless we practice this vulnerability. And so many amazing, beautiful things can happen in this place. And I didn't realize this until I went through my last breakup. You know, it's like, yeah, I was going through so much pain and depression, and I was super vulnerable. But what I woke up to was that I had a chance to be fully seen. My heart was not closed. There's no way I could protect myself, protect that heart. It was like fully open and raw. And I was able to feel who I was finally. But then again, it's like you have to create that boundary. You know, not everyone can support you in your vulnerability. So you have to create boundaries or connect with people who can hold that safe space for you. And if we can do that in our own communities and in our own life, I feel that it would be such a huge, huge, huge awakening for all of us. So step into your courage, step into your vulnerability. I know it may be scary, but just breathe into it and know that everything is going to be okay and amazing. Thank you so much for listening. I'm going to call this now Mindshift Monday. All right, have a good week. Take care.